Most of us treat happiness like a weather event. We wake up, check our mood, and hope for clear skies, assuming it's just something unpredictable that happens to us. Harvard professor and social scientist Dr. Arthur Brooks studies the exact mechanics of human joy. He argues that simply feeling good is not actually happiness. Positive feelings are merely the evidence of the phenomenon. They are the smell of the Thanksgiving turkey, not the dinner itself. To actually cook the dinner of a happy life, you have to identify, measure, and balance its exact psychological ingredients. Lasting happiness is a measurable, engineered skill. Evolution did not wire the human brain for joy. Mother Nature designed our ancestors strictly to survive. This cross-section of the human brain highlights the ancient limbic system. Notice how much more physical tissue is dedicated to processing negative emotions, like fear and anger, compared to positive ones. To escape this baseline anxiety, we chase dopamine. We pursue what philosopher Thomas Aquinas identified as the four false idols: money, power, pleasure, and fame. Achieving these goals leaves high achievers feeling surprisingly empty because the brain immediately moves the goalpost. The hedonic treadmill demands another $1 billion or another promotion just to feel okay. Relying on our automatic animalistic instincts guarantees misery. We have to manually shift our operating system away from limbic reflexes and into the prefrontal cortex. Brooks translates this neuroscience into an actionable curriculum for leaders at Harvard Business School. He starts with the first psychological macronutrient, enjoyment, and he draws a strict biological line between enjoyment and pleasure. Pleasure happens to you automatically. It is a solitary limbic response, like scrolling social media or eating junk food alone, that inevitably leads to addiction. You manufacture enjoyment by taking a base pleasure and running it through the prefrontal cortex. That requires adding two specific elements to the experience: people and memory. True enjoyment cannot happen in isolation. You need conscious, shared experiences to convert a fleeting hit of dopamine into a lasting state. The second nutrient is satisfaction. Humans are the only animals on Earth that actively seek out physical and mental struggle to feel fulfilled. This equation maps the biological math. Satisfaction equals your haves divided by your wants. Strivers obsessively increase the numerator, accumulating money and status, but the denominator scales up faster, keeping satisfaction low. The solution requires active management. When you intentionally desire less, overall satisfaction spikes. Lasting satisfaction is an active discipline. You find it not by accumulating more, but by actively wanting less. The third and heaviest nutrient is meaning. Its absence drives the massive spike in clinical depression among young adults today. Meaning is generated by answering three specific questions. The first is coherence. Why do things happen the way they do? The second is purpose. Why am I doing what I am doing? And the third is significance. Who loves me and who do I love? Failing to answer these three questions creates a void. Without them, modern life begins to feel empty, like an aimless simulation. This graphic maps the root cause of that meaning deficit using hemispheric lateralization. The left side handles the how and the technical, while the right side processes the why and meaning. The left brain is our processing center for analysis, utility, and screens. The right brain operates entirely differently. It provides the necessary hardware to process mystery, deep emotional connection, and meaning. Spending up to 12 hours a day staring at devices traps humanity in a left brain matrix, literally starving the right hemisphere of the stimuli it needs to function. Our highly optimized, screen-driven lifestyle acts as a structural barrier. It physically prevents the brain from processing the meaning it craves. Escaping this matrix requires a manual override. You have to practice active metaphysical fitness. Take this psychological formula for handling hardship. Suffering equals your pain multiplied by your resistance. When you lean into emotional difficulty, the resistance variable drops to near zero. Your overall suffering plummets, even if the pain remains exactly the same. You also have to change how you build relationships. You need to cultivate real friends, deep, non-transactional bonds, instead of just collecting deal friends for your professional network. You have to physically fuse your right hemisphere with others. Simple acts like maintaining eye contact, frequent physical touch, and experiencing shared fun release massive amounts of oxytocin, wiring your brains together. By understanding the underlying biology of your mind, stepping away from the screen, and actively practicing these three macronutrients,
you engineer a life that is deeply and permanently happy.